What's going on, Jerome's? Your Minnesota Vikings are the best 1-3 team in NFL history, welcoming in the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, allegedly, Kansas City Chiefs, U.S. Bank Stadium, a late window, Nance and Romo, hello, friends, and all the blah, 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 Taylor Swift, all the hoopla stuff. Doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. Your Vikings are ready to put the bang thing on the defending champs and ready to have a statement win at home against Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Here are 10 keys to a Vikings victory. First off, so in terms of, like, every game matters, obviously, but if you were going to drop a game, the road out-of-conference games are as close to as meaningless as possible. So I think the Chiefs are actually overlooking the Vikings since they play Thursday night in a divisional game against the Broncos. So a little bit of a trap game going on. And also, Chiefs opened up at around 6-point favorites at most books. It's all the way down to Chiefs minus 3.5. You can get Chiefs minus 3 in some spots if you pay the juice. So people know that the Vikings are a sleeping tiger and are just ready to pounce. That's right, man. So 10 keys for a Vikings victory. Numero uno, don't turn over the freaking ball. That's it, man. 9 turnovers on the season. Lost a turnover battle every single week. I'm sick of it. Frankly, sick of it. And again, I don't care if it's straight up fumbling. I don't care if it's Kirk throwing an interception where the ball gets wrestled away. I don't care if it's Kirk throwing 99-yard pick sixes. Knock it off. And also get a couple takeaways of your own. Like, didn't it feel good when Harrison strip sacked Bryce Young and DJ Wonnum ran it in for 51 yards? Make me feel good. So that's what the Vikings need to do at home. That's right. Nothing. So U.S. Bank Stadium is going to be loud and proud, man. It's a great Minnesota sports weekend. Twins taking on the Astros this weekend, and the Vikings at home against the defending Super Bowl champs. So yes, but the quickest way to silence that crowd is just to turn it over. Again. Knock it off. Number 2, a double, triple Kelce. I do not care. So I was going to do the stupid thing where I interweave like Taylor Swift lyrics, but I was like, I can't do that. I will leave that to local weatherman looking to go viral. But 87 is where it starts and where it ends. Like, I actually do think that the Vikings and their multi-safety defense do match up well against what they're going to have Kelce do. So I think that the Vikings actually are in a good spot. I actually like shadowing him potentially with Cam Beasley or using a guy like a Caleb Evans or Brian Osma. Come on down if that toe is good to go. So I think the Vikings do have the weapons on the back end to be able to combat Travis Kelce. And frankly, have anyone else beat you, right? So basically, Rashee Rice, stepping up a little bit. MVS is whatever. Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, obviously not. And I mean, the only other receiving threat on this team is McKinnon, right? So take care of 87. No worries at all times. Body him. Like, again, if anyone else beats you, hats off to them. But I don't think they will. Man. Next up, key number 3. Pressure Mahomes of 4. Now that is the that's the absolute competitive advantage on defense if the Vikings can get home with 4. And Mahomes, like, he will serve you up a meatball. 4 interceptions and a fumble this season. So Daniil and Davenport, hopefully the ankle is healthy. Wonnum and Harrison just getting after that ass. And also, I think this is a game where, so Flores, the first 3 games, blitzed around 62% of the time. He dialed that back to about 30 against the Panthers. I think he may even dial that back a little bit more because Mahomes is dynamite against the blitz. Also, he's underrated as a running quarterback. Like, he's not a running quarterback, but he's a quarterback that can run. But also, I can't get this out of my mind. And you can't unsee it. So Mahomes looks like he's running like a toddler who just stole his parents' phone. He's always like 1/10 of a mile an hour faster than the person pursuing him. I don't get it, man. But the Vikings can get heat on Mahomes, especially the tackles, Donovan Smith and Jawan Taylor, give up pressures and also penalties that are called and uncalled. So I think that the Vikings on the edge can do a fantastic job of getting after Mahomes. And if you can get home with 4 and sitting 7 in coverage, like, even Mahomes will struggle against that, man, especially if you have 2 deep safeties. Next up, number 4. Don't let Pacheco run angry. So Isiah Pacheco, the pride of Rutgers, is a damn good running back, leading their rushing with 270 yards and 4.9 yards per carry. And he runs angry, man. He does. And besides the turnover, the quickest way for an opposing team to take the crowd out of the game is just have long, drawn-out drive where you just move the chains and just punching your defense in the face over and over and over again. And Pacheco is a perfect running back to do that. But the Vikings' run defense has buckled down. They're sixth in the league at yards per carry at 3.5. So got to look out for 10. Got to look out for 10, man. Next up, key number 5 for Vikings victory. Somebody block Chris Jones. Who? Chris Jones. So Chris Jones is a top 3 defensive interior in the league, and I don't know if he's 3. So it's him, it's Justin Simmons, it is still Aaron Donald. Respect. I mean, Chris Jones sat out the first game against the Lions. But he has 3.5 sacks in only 3 games, and he's going to be a problem. And even with Bradbury back, the Vikings, no matter what they do up front, will it be Ed Ingram? Will it be Reisner? Will it be Blake Brandel for whatever reason? Whatever they do, they got to take care of Chris Jones. And also, I mean, Greek freak off the edge, Mike Dana, like they're no slouches either. Like, so the Chiefs are pretty sporty up front. The Vikings offensive line better bring their lunch pail. Also, Josh Oliver plus Kirk. Got to work on that pocket awareness, man. Key number 6 for the Vikings to get a win on Sunday. JJ keeps pace. So Justin Jefferson leading the league in receiving yards, 3rd in receptions. He has a chance to have a very special season. And I think that in Kansas City, their defense, I mean, that secondary is pretty damn studly. I love me some L'Jarius Sneed on the outside. Trent McDuffie is one of the more underrated cornerbacks in the game. But even if they double and triple JJ, I think that he could have himself a day where if the offensive line gets their ish together, Kirky finds some time, and Kevin O'Connell dials things up for Justin Jefferson, like he's unstoppable, man. Like, even against double and triple teams, he's still going to get his. And I think JJ has like another nice 9-catch, 150 yards on a touchdown type game against Kansas City. Next up, number 7. Hockenson shows who the real tight end was. Who does tight end 1 work for? All right, so Hockenson's had a rough couple games. So came out of the gates great. Big time contract, going to be the highest paid tight end in NFL history, but had that fumble and tipped interception against the Chargers, and then only 2 catches for 24 yards and 3 targets against the Panthers. But in a day where everyone and their mom is going to be talking about Kelce and Taylor Swift, I think that Hockenson needs to come in, just have a very efficient 10-catch, 115-yard, maybe 2-touchdown game. Seems like that's in the offing, man. That's right. Next up, number 8, run the ball with authority. Where, I mean, the Chiefs' defense is studly, don't get me wrong, but they can give it away. They are currently 22nd in the league in terms of yards per carry allowed. And the Vikings offense has done very well at running the ball the last 2 games. 130-plus rushing yards against the Chargers and the Panthers. At Madison and Akers are averaging over 4.9 yards per carry. And also, Madison's been running angry, man. Like, ever since Akers got here, he's found another gear, and you love to see that, where competition brings out the best in everyone. And I think that the Vikings run the ball, keep play action viable, keep kill a little bit of heat on Kirk, and I think get a little confidence going on this offensive line yet again. I think the Vikings can do it, man. Next up, number 9, Kirk outduels Mahomes. Now, before you say, that's impossible, Zach Wilson just did it. Zach freaking Wilson just did it on Sunday Night Football, man. So don't tell me that it's impossible. Plus, Kirk's at home, ideally getting a little bit of protection in this spot. And I think it's a spot where Kirk Cousins could finally have himself a signature game this season. And bright lights, big city. Mahomes gets all of the love and adulation. Nance and Robo are just going to be freaking out and creeping in their jeans about number 15. But no, numero 8. Plus Kirk, Kirk seeing the Twins win in the playoffs, I mean, that's got to be like, it sure would be nice if we got to the playoffs and won a game. There you go. But, frankly, outside of last game, Kirk's been balling the season, so hopefully he brings it a week 5. And lastly, number 10, again, This will stay until morale improves. One special play on special teams. I'm talking about a carry on my J-Word son or Josh Metellus block punt. I'm talking about a block field goal. I'm talking about a long-ass return from Powell or maybe King Kenne or Chandler, whoever, man. But one big play in the third phase for Coach Hatt one time. Final score prediction. I think that this one is going to be a little bit spicy. I think that this one is going to be a little bit of a shootout. I mean, Mahomes and Kelce are Mahomes and Kelce, all right? But this Chiefs defense, even though they're star-studded, you can put up some points on them. I think the Vikings certainly will do that at home, and I think the Vikings shock the world. Shock the world, little country girl. Give me Vikings 33, Chiefs 31 at the gun. That's right, man. That's right. Getting back to 2-3 and then promptly losing to the Bears. Again, that would be the most Vikings thing for this for the season. The most Vikings thing to happen. So we'll see. But I got faith, man. I got faith. Money line. For entertainment purposes only. But that's it. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. What are your keys for a Vikings victory? Put them in down below. Subscribe, Venmo. It's Friday. Venmo. There you go. Skull, production value.